I think back to some of my earliest days as a guitar player, particularly around the time when I started discovering all of the cool gear that was associated with shaping the sound of my heroes, particularly Alex Lifeson from Rush. I remember reading interviews when he was talking about his gear and the name TC Electronic kept coming up. Now that seemed like equipment that was so unattainable for a young guitar player, and that name TC Electronics ever since then has been associated with quality for me. Now fast forward many years later, I've got TC Electronics on my board, I've got TC Electronics software in my computer for mastering, and today I want to talk about two plugins that are going to bring two key elements of a famed challenge strip into your DAW. If you want to learn about two plugins with a Midas touch, then join me for this episode of I Don't Have a Band right now. Hey there, I'm Dan, the self-proclaimed Lonely Rocker. Thanks for joining me for this episode of I Don't Have a Band. This is the series devoted to the home recording musician and the home studio enthusiast. I've taken it upon myself to get my hands on as much gear and software as I can to present to you. I've also got a bunch of resources to help you improve your home studio experience, so thanks for joining me. So today we're going to be looking at the Midas Heritage 3000 series plugins from TC Electronic. Now, full disclosure right off the top, I have not been paid for this review. I was contacted by a representative of Music Tribe, the parent company of TC Electronic, offering me some free plugins to check out, just to let them know what I think about it. Absolutely no obligation to do anything with them or present a review such as this. I made the decision to do so because I actually think they're really good and I wanted to share them with you. So what we've got today is the DYN 3000, which is the dynamic section of the Midas channel strip, and the PEQ 3000, which is an EQ plugin. I'm going to focus this review on the functions of the plugins, things like compressors and EQs. I think it's hard to do a real honest before and after. You really want to hear what these plugins do on your tracks. TC Electronic does offer 14-day free trials, so stick around to the end and I'll tell you how you can get your own copy. Let's start with an overview of the plugins. TC Electronic is offering elements of their Midas channel strip in plugin form for the very first time. This includes the PEQ 3000 12-band Parametric EQ and the DYN 3000, which provides the feel and control of the dynamic sections of the Midas XL8 and Pro Series consoles, offering 4 compressor types and 3 noise gates. Both of these plugins were developed in collaboration with Midas. My first observation is the well-designed GUI of both plugins. There's a divide in design thinking when it comes to plugins. Some like to visually emulate hardware, while others deliver this hardware emulation through performance and offer intuitive graphical interfaces to give you enhanced control of the plugin. The latter is true with both of these. Let's take a look at some of the features of the DYN 3000. This is a powerful dynamics processor that will deliver premium functionality to pro mixers and home studio enthusiasts. It has a fully scalable interface, a very often overlooked feature for many plugins. There are 4 main sections of the plugin. Clean graphical displays for the compressor, gate, and sidechain, as well as a control section along the bottom. There are 4 compressor types to choose from. The adaptive compressor is an RMS compressor that works really well for compression and limiting of vocals. Corrective mode is a peak sensing compressor. It delivers aggressive compression with fast control and limiting of dynamic signals. Creative mode is a peak sensing compressor, delivering very transparent results. This is a great compressor for things like acoustic guitar, where you want to increase perceived loudness without introducing any distortion. And finally, the vintage mode is a vintage style of compressor where results increase the harder you drive it. The algorithm introduces harmonics in the form of tube-like brightness, delivering a very natural sounding compression. The gate offers 3 types: normal, transient, and ducker. And what adds to the power of this dynamics processor is the sidechain control. The effects of both the compressor and gate can be controlled by the Sidechain Filter. The clear graphic display gives you an immediate picture of your material, and the built-in low-cut and bandpass filters let you make the effects of the compression and gate frequency specific. And the sidechain can be assigned to any track, instrument, input, or bus for ultimate control. Now let's switch over to the PEQ 3000. As I mentioned earlier, this is a 12-band Parametric EQ. The large display is clean and well designed, giving you instant feedback through the real-time analyzer. The color-coded bands make navigating the plugin super simple. For each band, you can easily select the type of curves, as well as the frequency, gain, and width. In high and low cut mode, you have assignable slopes, and the high and low shelf modes give you 3 different types to choose from. This EQ is very surgical, as you have EQ modes for working in mono, stereo, mid, side, left, and right. There is also a phase control section that is great for multiple microphone setups, like on a drum kit or multi-mic'd guitar cabs when you need to adjust phase alignment. And the built-in real-time analyzer displays the peak and average curves, providing instant feedback while EQing your signal. Both plugins come loaded with a ton of usable and well thought out presets. This provides a fast starting point for pros, and I think this is a great learning tool for novice mixers looking to understand different EQ curves for different situations. And since these are both plugins, you can use unlimited instances in your projects to add the creative, surgical, and dynamics control of a Midas Heritage 3000 console on as many tracks as you like. And for you mixers who crave the tactile control of real knobs and faders, TC Electronics is offering these awesome USB desktop controllers. I don't have them here to show you, but I think they'd look pretty awesome sitting right about here. Well, there you have the Midas Heritage 3000 plugins from TC Electronics. What can I say? These plugins are really, really good. One of the perks of this channel is I do get my hands on a lot of different plugins, so my perspective is quite wide because I've been using a lot of different plugins. I notice similarities in design and maybe functionality with a lot of plugins, but with these two plugins, once I got my hands on them, I really understood their versatility and the power that they had. The PEQ 3000 is an exceptional EQ. You're going to find uses for this across all of your tracks in your master bus, from creative EQing to corrective EQing. It is a very powerful EQ, and it's one of those plugins, it's a go-to. You're just going to use it, and it's going to get the job done whenever you need it. The DYN 3000 compressor or dynamics processor is also a very versatile plugin. I love how the compressor and the gate and the sidechain all work together. That sidechain feature actually is my favorite part of the plugin. Sidechaining is a function that I just started to wrap my head around over the last year. The ability to carve out the frequencies where the gate and the compressor actually do their work is really exceptional, especially when you're trying to find and carve out spaces for different instruments. You're going to find a lot of use for that feature, and this is definitely something that's going to be a go-to plugin as well. But you know what? Don't just take my word for it. I highly recommend you go over to TC Electronics website, check out the plugins for yourself. They do offer 14-day free trials. I'll put links in the description so you can find those for yourself. Check them out and let me know what you think. If you're new to the channel, I hope I've earned a subscribe. I've got a lot of videos on this channel to help the home recording musician, a home studio enthusiast, gear reviews, things to help you improve your home studio. Just hit that subscribe button and come along for the ride. If you really want to support this channel, I am on Patreon. Links to everything I've discussed are in the description below. And above all else, I hope I'll see you again in another video. As always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And please like, subscribe, and ring that bell to stay up to date. Remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. There are a lot of great musical projects you can do by yourself, right from your own home. I hope to see you again next time.